So now we will consider the second application for charge cylinder. Actually, we are considering a charge shaped wire cylindrical form of infinite length like this, and the cylinder is shown like this. So this is the cylinder of infinite length. This is the axis of symmetry. So this is cylinder A. So A is given positive charges by this electropotentiometer. So say total charge plus Q is given. So it is distributed uniformly. The figure आपण आपल्या पेपरवर लाईनवर एक एक चार्ज दाखवलं तरी चालेल. So lines are in position, so charges are distributed uniformly like this. So there is a uniform distribution of charge. For linear body, the distribution is expressed like this one. Let Q is equal to positive charge given to cylinder A. It is a metal cylinder. L is equal to total length of cylinder A. Therefore, Q by L is called as lambda is equal to charge per unit length. It is also called as the linear charge density. Charge per length, that is linear charge density. Its unit is coulomb per meter. Like this. Now, the charge distribution is uniform since charge is distributed uniformly. Therefore, lambda is equal to epsilon is equal to K epsilon naught is equal to permittivity of surrounding medium. Now we know that at any point inside the charge conductor, electric intensity is always 0, but at outside point intensity is not 0, and therefore we will consider the point P here. Consider the point P at distance r from the axis. R is the radius of this sphere. So we have to determine the value of the electrical intensity at point P. So this is our aim. So first we will decide the direction. I will draw a rough figure. So these are the charges. So this is the point P. So due to this charge, the intensity is directed like this. Due to this charge, the intensity is directed like this. Due to this charge, intensity is directed like this. Due to this charge, intensity is directed like this. Due to this charge, intensity is directed like this. So every charge will go to the electric field at this point. And by law of Karolov, if we find the resultant, then that resultant is always there. Or you can use the Weishart formula. as long as the charges are stationary. Last year we have seen this property, 5-star property. Kind of property, as long as charges on the conductor are stationary, the electric intensity is always directed normal to the surface of the conductor. Positive charge normally away, negative charge normally towards. So you can use this 5-star property. So if you prolong this direction, then this angle is always the 90. So at point P, the intensity is directed like this. So we know the direction. So EP, I will write down here. Electric intensity at point P is perpendicular to the surface of cylinder E. Now we are going to determine the magnitude by using the Gauss theorem. आपल्या नोट्समध्ये तो क्वेश्चन दिलेला आहे. Using Gauss theorem, determine the electric intensity at any point outside the sharp cylinder. So we know direction. Now we have to determine the magnitude. And to determine the magnitude, we have to use the Gauss theorem. And for that purpose, we will imagine a Gaussian surface. Imaginary. We are imagining that Gaussian surface. तो इमेजिनरी फिगरमध्ये आपण तो डॉटने काढायचा असतो आणि त्याचा शेप आपण सिलेंड्रिकल देतो. सो आय विल ॲड वन मोर सिलेंडर, डॉटेड सिलेंडर, whose radius is r. याची रेडियस कॅपिटल आहे, याची रेडियस स्मॉल आहे, याची लेंथ कॅपिटल एल आहे. इमेजिन सिलेंडरची लेंथ कमी आपण देणार. सो दिस इज द इमेजिनरी सिलेंडर. So this is the imaginary cylinder B. So determine E at P. Imagine a Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface passing through P in the form of cylinder B. Let P is at distance r from axis of cylinder in the form of a coaxial cylinder. These two cylinders are coaxial. They have common axis. So cylinder B has same axis whose length is L, whose radius is r. So I will show this length L. So r is equal to radius of cylinder B, Gaussian cylinder B. Small l is equal to height of cylinder B and this. So these are the dimensions of the imaginary cylinder. Now we have to apply the Gauss theorem. So imagine a small area ds surrounding the point. This is area ds. So area vector ds will be in the direction. So see this figure. Intensity vector E is parallel to the area vector ds, and therefore angle theta between them is equal to 0 degree. Therefore cos of theta is again 1. आता फिगर मध्ये दोन सिलेंडर, काय काय फरक आहे त्याच्यामध्ये? A is a real cylinder, B is a imaginary cylinder. This is the first difference. A has radius of curvature capital R, B has radius of curvature small r. Small r is greater than capital R. A has length capital L, B has length small l. Charges can be given which are distributed uniformly. Charges cannot be given because it is the imaginary surface. The differentiate charge what is the real cylinder, imaginary cylinder. Radius of curvature capital R, radius of curvature small r. Total length is capital L, total length is small l. Charges can be given, charges cannot be given. Right. So for this cylinder B, it is a Gaussian surface, but to use this equation, consider a small area ds, surrounding the point P. Therefore, d phi is equal to electric flux through area ds, and it is given by the dot product of electric intensity dot ds. So this is equal to E into ds into cos of theta, but cos of theta is equal to 1. Therefore, d phi is equal to E into ds. Phi is equal to total electric flux through whole Gaussian cylinder B. Therefore, phi is obtained by integrating d phi. So integration of E ds. So E is constant for any position of point Q on the curved surface. आपले figure मध्ये situation असते. This is the real cylinder A and this is the imaginary cylinder B. Like this. So P point is taken here. So for any position of P on curved surface, the magnitude of the electric intensity will be same because it is equidistant. या फिगरचा जर आपण ट्रान्सफर सेक्शन जर घेतला आपल्याला मागचीच फिगर दिसेल. So P point is equidistant from this axis for any position. Therefore, the charge is same. So Q, R and the medium is remaining same. Therefore, magnitude of E will be same. So E is taken outside the integration and only going to take the integration. Integration of ds is equal to total surface area of the cylinder B, and this is equal to area of the top. cylinder ला 3 surfaces असतात. area of the bottom plus area of the curved surface. This step is very important. Also the cylinder. So this is top surface, this is bottom surface, and this is the curved surface. There are 3 surfaces: area of the top surface, area of the bottom surface, and area of the curved surface. So area of the top surface is equal to pi multiplied by r square. Bottom the plane area there is a circular plane cap. This is the plane circular cap. This is the plane circular cap. So this is pi r square small r. This is pi r square, and this area will be equal to circumference 2 pi r multiplied by height 2 pi r l. So these are the values. But in this case, the area of the top surface is not pi r square. It is taken 0. Area of the bottom surface is 0, and only this area of the curved surface is 2 pi r into l. L is the height. The top and bottom surface area आपण का neglect केले त्याचं कारण नाही. Now this is the given position. So electric lines of forces start normally like this. So these lines of forces are passing only through the curved surface. Actually this is the top surface, and lines of forces are going like this. So there are no lines of forces passing through the top surface and bottom surface. हे समजा आपण हा जर सिलेंडर आपण कन्सिडर केला, याला पॉझिटिव्ह चार्जेस आपण केले, तर लाईन्स ऑफ फोर्सेस असं जातील. तर ते ह्या साईडच्या बॉलमधून जातील, सिलिंगमधून नाही जाणार, पण सिलिंग याला पॅरलल. लाईन्स ऑफ फोर्सेस आर पासिंग पॅरलल टू द सिलिंग. lines of forces are passing parallel to the flooring of the hall. तर टॉप आणि बॉटम सरफेसला पॅरलल लाईन्स ऑफ फोर्सेस जातात, त्याच्यामुळे एकही लाईन टॉप एरियामधून बॉटम एरियामधून जाणार. So there are no electric lines of forces passing through the plane top surface and plane bottom surface, and therefore their area is taken 0. Geometrical area pi r square, small r. Geometrical area pi r square, and this is a 2 pi r l. Curved surface area 2 pi r circumference. This is the circumference multiplied by height. Height is L. The curved surface area plus 2 pi r l. So integration of ds is equal to here. So substitute here. So phi is equal to total electric flux is equal to E into 2 pi r l. So this is the equation we calculate. This is the value of the electric flux through the Gaussian surface without using Gauss theorem. अजून आपण Gauss theorem यूज केलेला नाही. Now what to use the Gauss theorem? By Gauss theorem, by Gauss theorem, phi is equal to total charge inside the cylinder B upon permittivity. So phi is equal to permittivity is epsilon. So what is the total charge inside the cylinder B? तर फिगर बघा, या इमेजिनरी सिलेंडरच्या आत हा चार्ज नाही. दिस चार्ज इज outside the cylinder, outside the cylinder B, outside the Gaussian surface, outside the Gaussian surface, outside the Gaussian surface, outside the Gaussian surface. आपल्याला फक्त इनसाइड चार्जेस पाहिजे. म्हणजे कुठला चार्ज घ्यायचा आपल्याला? वी हॅव टू फाइंड दिस चार्ज. या शेडेड एरियावरचा चार्ज आपल्याला पाहिजे. So it is a charge present on shaded area having height L, and the this is equal to charge per unit length multiplied by length of the cylinder B. And then phi is equal to lambda multiplied by L upon epsilon. Lambda into L upon K epsilon naught. So this is equal to E. So this is the value of electric flux through the Gaussian surface without using Gauss theorem. Using Gauss theorem, दोघे फक्त इक्वेट करायचे आहे. सेम प्रोसिजर मध्ये फॉरवर्ड लास्ट आहे. So equating A and B, equating A and B. So E into 2 pi r l is equal to lambda into L upon K epsilon naught. L will get cancel by delta G. So E is equal to lambda charge per unit upon 2 pi r K epsilon naught. So this is equal to 2 times lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught K r. For solving the problem, we will use the equation in this form. आपल्याला 1 upon 4 pi epsilon की वैल्यू 9 into 10 to 9 डायरेक्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट करता है. 9 into 10 to 9 डायरेक्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट करता है. तो हे इक्वेशन आता अरेंज करून घ्या. So this is the value of the electric intensity at a point this R is greater than capital R. R पे क्या होता है? P point is outside. Case number 1. When the point P lies on cylinder A then small r is equal to capital R, therefore E is equal to lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught kr. Case second, when the point P lies inside the cylinder E, then R is less than capital R, then E is equal to 0, because at any point inside the conductor electric intensity vanishes. हा P पॉइंट जर आपण इथे घेतला तर E 0 होईल, इथे घेतला तर ही व्हॅल्यू, आणि इथे घेतला तर ही व्हॅल्यू. सो दिस इज इक्वेशन C dash. C and C dash are same. So this is the second application. The procedure spherical conductor circuit. Find the value of total electric flux for the Gaussian surface without using Gauss theorem. Use this theorem. Then find the value of pi electric flux for the Gaussian by using Gauss theorem and equate these two values. As long as charges are stationary, intensity is normal, area is also normal. So E and ds are parallel. This is common point. Theta is equal to 0. Therefore, cos of theta is equal to 1. Like this. So this is shape is cylinder, shape is cylinder. In the first application, the conductor was spherical, the imaginary surface was also spherical. They were concentric sphere. These are coaxial cylinder. Coaxial cylinder. फक्त हा पण महत्त्वाचा आहे. There are no electric lines of forces passing through the top and bottom. Therefore, these two surfaces are made zero. And this out of Q charge, only this charge is present. या स्ट्रिप वरचा चार्ज फक्त आपल्याला घ्यायचा आहे. Charge present inside the cylinder B on shaded area, and it is equal to charge content multiplied by length of the cylinder. So length of the imaginary cylinder is L. This is L, therefore this is also L, therefore this is also L, therefore this is also L. So ह्या L length of the charge आपल्याला पाहिजे. But to find the charge present on length L, and it is given by this value. Charge present length multiplied by length. So here we are to find the electric intensity due to a charged cylinder A. So cylinder is given a charge Q on total length L. So Q by L is a linear charge density of the cylinder A. We are to decide the electric intensity at point P outside the cylinder. So P point is taken at distance small r. Capital R is the radius of the curved surface of the cylinder A. Small r is the distance of the point P from the axis. And therefore these charges are stationary. By 5-star property, the intensity is always directed normally away due to the positive charge. So intensity is making an angle 90 degree, high angle 90 degree. So intensity is perpendicular to the surface of the cylinder A. So we know the direction. Now what to determine the magnitude? So to determine E means magnitude without arrow. Imagine a Gaussian surface passing through the point P. So that imaginary surface is in the shape of the cylinder. It is a coaxial cylinder. Axis is same, radius is r, and height is L. So L is less than capital L. R is greater than capital R because point must be outside the cylinder. And therefore, this is the imaginary cylinder of radius of curvature r and length L, height L. So we have to determine the intensity at point P. Therefore, imagine a small area ds surrounding the point P. So area vector is always drawn normal. So intensity vector and area vector, they are parallel to each other. Therefore theta is equal to 0. Therefore cos of theta is equal to 1. So in this equation, electric flux is given by E ds cos of theta. Cos theta become 1. If we integrate this d phi, then we will get the total value. So when we integrate the d phi for this surface, this is the area ds. So in calculating the integration of area ds, we have to take the area of the top surface, area of the bottom surface, and area of the curved surface. Like this. So area of the top and bottom surfaces are taken 0 because there are no electric lines of forces passing through the plane top area and plane bottom area. only we have to take the area of the curved surface, and it is equal to 2 pi RL, circumference multiplied by L, like this. So this is equal to E into 2 pi RL. So this is one value of electric flux without using Gauss theorem. By using Gauss theorem, phi is equal to electric flux through the cylinder B, Gaussian cylinder B is equal to total charge inside the cylinder B upon permittivity. So permittivity is sigma epsilon, and this charge inside the cylinder is the charge present on shaded area. This is the shaded area. So we have to find the charge on this area. So this length is L. So it is the charge present on length L, and therefore it is given by charge per unit length multiplied by length of the cylinder B. So lambda is the charge per unit length. It is constant quantity, and L is the length, and therefore equating A and B we get this value like this. So let us consider this next application. Electric intensity at outside point due to a charged infinitely plane sheet. So we are considering the sheet like this. This is the thin plate extending infinitely. So this dot extending up to the infinity, this dot is extending up to the negative infinity. So this is an infinitely long plane sheet. Now the charges are given here. Let the charge given is the positive. So this charge is distributed uniformly. So charge distributed uniformly, charges are from equidistance. Like this. So these charges will go to the electrical intensity. But to determine the electrical intensity at point P and at point P dash, both the points are equidistance. They are at distance r from this. Now, let sigma is equal to charge per unit area of the charge plate. Extending infinitely. So we have to determine the value of P. So charges are stationary, therefore intensity is directed normally away. Put upon 5-star property is the. So as long as charges are stationary, intensity is directed normally away. So at point P, intensity is normally away. At point P dash, the intensity is directed normally away. Like this. So consider point P and P dash equidistance. Equidistance from charge sheet. And outside therefore EP is equal to EP dash. Their magnitudes are equal, and EP and EP dash, they are perpendicular to the plane. This angle is 90 degree. This angle is 90 degree. Why 90 degree? Because charges are stationary. 5-star property. As long as charges on the conductor are stationary, the intensity is always directed normally away. ये property अपन last year में prove की थी, direct नहीं की. So we know the direction. Intensity at point P or at point P dash both are equidistant from the plane. They are normally away because of the charge. The charge negative is normally toward this level. Now going to determine the magnitude. To determine E at P or P dash, imagine Gaussian surface in the form of a cylinder. सिलेंडर का इमेज केलेला आहे यूज axis is perpendicular to the plane with the top plane. The top plane and half of cylinder on either side of the plate, so that points P and P dash lie on plane surfaces of the Gaussian cylinder. ह्या इमेजिन सिलेंडरची डेफिनेशन नव्हती. So that imaginary cylinder is like this. This is the one plane cap. This is the another plane cap. These two plane cap are equidistant, and this is the cylinder. So this cylinder is like this. This P point lies on this plane cap. This P dash point lies on this cap. Half cylinder is on this side. Half cylinder is on this side. Therefore, P and P dash are equidistant from the plane sheet. So this area we are considering the ds. So this is also ds. The cylinder has same cross section area, and this is also ds. So check this sentence. Imagine the Gaussian surface in the form of cylinder whose axis is perpendicular to the charge sheet. Axis is dotted line is available. Charge plane sheet perpendicular, and half of the cylinder is on other side. This is half cylinder. This is half cylinder, and the P and P dash lies on the and cylinder has cross sectional area ds. This is ds, this is ds, this is ds. आपल्याला माहिती आहे सिलेंडरचा क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया सारखाच असतो कुठे बोलला. So this is the imaginary cylinder. Now we have to find the magnitude of the electric intensity at point P, and therefore we consider phi. Phi is equal to total electric flux to Gaussian cylinder. So this is equal to electric flux to the area surrounding the point P, electric flux to the area surrounding the point P dash, plus electric flux through the curved surface. So this is equal to E dot ds. This is also equal to E dot ds, and this is equal to dA. आता इथे कर्व सर्फेसचा एरिया आपण 0 का घेतला, ॲक्च्युअली तो 2πr मल्टिप्लाइड बाय हाईट काहीतरी येईल, म्हणजे हा सर्फेस. फॉर द कर्व सर्फेस देर आर नो इलेक्ट्रिक लाइन्स ऑफ प्रोसेस. इथून ज्या लाइन्स ऑफ प्रोसेस स्टार्ट होईल ते असे जातील. Electric lines of process starting from the charges on area ds. They will pass normally through the plane cap surrounding the point P. They will pass normally through the plane cap surrounding the point P. But there are no electric lines of process passing through. असा तो सिलेंडर है, lines of process इथून असे स्टार्ट होतात. So lines of process are parallel to the curved surface of the cylinder P, and therefore no electric lines of process are passing through. So ही व्हॅल्यू 0 का घेतली त्याचा रिझन या हा पण महत्त्वाचा आहे. इलेक्ट्रिक लाइन्स आर टॅन्जेन्शियल टू द कर्व सर्फेस. इलेक्ट्रिक लाइन्स आर टॅन्जेन्शियल पॅरलल टू द कर्व सर्फेस and therefore they are not passing through this. So this is equal to EDS cos of 0 degree plus EDS cos of 0 degree plus 0. So this is equal to EDS plus EDS plus 0. So this is equal to 2 times EDS. ही इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्सची व्हॅल्यू आपल्याला मिळाली विदाउट युजिंग वर्क. आपण जनरल इक्वेशन घेतो. अगर ह्या एरियासाठी व्हॅल्यू काढली EDS, this is EDS and for curve surface it is 0. So EDS plus 0, this is the total electric flux passing out through the Gaussian cylinder. Now, what we use the Gauss theorem. By Gauss's theorem, phi is equal to charge inside the Gaussian cylinder upon permittivity. That I is equal to Q upon epsilon. This Q is equal to charge per unit area sigma multiplied by area ds, area of cross section of the cylinder, of course Gaussian cylinder. So Q is equal to sigma into ds. Substitute here. So phi is equal to sigma into ds upon epsilon. This is equal to. ह्या सर्फेससाठी इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्सच्या दोन व्हॅल्यू काढल्या. इक्वेशन 1 without using Gauss theorem, equation B with using Gauss theorem, and now only we have to equate them. So equating A and B तिघेही ॲप्लिकेशनमध्ये आपण प्रोसिजर सारखे यूज करतो. इक्वेशन A and B are equated in that form. 2 times E into ds is equal to sigma ds upon epsilon. D and ds cancel. So E is equal to sigma upon 2 epsilon, sigma upon 2 k epsilon, where k is a dielectric constant number. This is equation 2. In magnitude at point P, the intensity is sigma upon 2 k epsilon, where sigma is a surface charge density. Sorry, it is also called as a surface charge density, or it is a charge per area. Coulomb per meter square, it is the unit of this equation, like this. This is the magnitude and direction already we know. So at point P, outside the cylinder, the intensity is directed normally away, positive charge. Intensity directed normally away because positive charge, and magnitude is given by sigma upon k epsilon naught, where sigma is a surface charge density. हा जो काही चार्ज आहे इथला चार्ज हा सिलिंडरच्या आत नाही, आपल्याला फक्त हा शेडेड एरियावरचा चार्ज पाहिजे. तो Q इज इक्वल टू चार्ज on shaded area ds, shaded area ds upon epsilon. And therefore Q is equal to charge per area multiplied by area of cross section of the cylinder. A shaded area आपल्याला घ्यायचा आहे. तर shaded area म्हणजे हा सिलेंडरचा क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया. This is ds, this is ds, this is also ds. So the charge present of area ds is equal to this sigma into ds. And therefore sigma ds upon epsilon. So this is the value of electric flux by using the Gaussian formula. So these are the two applications. तर हे ॲप्लिकेशन आपण जे काही रिझल्ट मिळवलेला आहे तो आपल्याला नंतर कार्लाक्रेट कंडिशनमध्ये यूज करायचा आहे. If we consider a charge plate, then intensity is directed normally away due to the solution and its magnitude is given by this sigma upon 2a epsilon naught. So this is the second application. Okay, we'll stop here.